Morning, all. We got 7 minutes to market open. Have CPI and PC earlier. Let's take a look. So we came in a little bit lower than expected, but year over year we're still kind of high on CPI, 3.3%. Let's take a look at Walter. More Iran stuff on Strait of Hormuz. We have outlook for Fed having room to cut rates is going to be very solid, so maybe we can look at the Fed rate watch tool. Oh wait, it's here. At least percentages, so exactly 2 cuts has gone nowhere. No cuts is still kind of nowhere. This looks like it was in December 31st. All right. We have CPI or data low and highs marked out. So we have 6890 for highs on ES, 6870 as the lows. We still have that double top above, I believe. Yep. So 6904.75 is the higher time frame drawn liquidity. So if I go on the 4-hour, we can see that we're bull flagging essentially with that double top drawn liquidity up above. We never filled in the ones below, but we are still in a higher time frame bullish scenario with higher highs, higher lows. Obviously, we broke out of the large trend line. So right now we're in kind of like, not no man's land, but drawing liquidity is definitely on the bullish side. If we do get a pullback, I would want to see us hold that 4-hour imbalance. Maybe get a bounce around that 6840. 3 more minutes. Just looking at Asia and London, we didn't really sweep any lows. We have some equal lows down here, so right off the bat, I'd expect more bearish price action. There's a lot of volume to get through, though. Let's look at equities. AMD is still ripping, which is unfortunate, but kind of okay because I have a sold call. Target's still doing its thing. Disney, same thing. Costco, I probably won't look at. I did see CRWV was potentially setting up nicely, but pulled back. Mainly from a weekly standpoint. It's getting there. All right, market open. First initial push higher. So we have a lot of sellers baked in over here during pre-market. So if we do get above that, then we can see some continuation up to that double top. That will be your volume stopper. I am still kind of looking for some additional continuation on Palantir for downside, so we'll be eyeing that to make another play on that. AMD finishes gap fill too, so above this 236, 237 essentially. That was the top of the gap fill level. Thing about Palantir though is because it has such a large move down, I would want to see it retest those pre-market highs up here around the 131. If we get a rejection there, that would be the better play. It's kind of hard to go for a previous day low break and retest. I mean, it can work, but it's a little bit iffy. We want to change this playlist. It's interesting today the S&P is actually the one that's weaker. Let's see if we get below this candle. This is kind of like yesterday's opening where one index was actually pretty strong or holding, the other one was weak. Yeah, I wanted to at least wait for a reaction off of the data highs. So right now we just tapped into the day highs for NQ, but not ES. So we're getting divergence here at the highs, which is a sign of weakness. Pounds here looking weak. Let's go with small position. So I did want that ERL. Just kind of far down. But we have these equal lows down here. We do have this level right there that I should mark as a potential trim target. Go to daily. Again, light position will stop above previous day low if it happens. So we have that marked. And next level's not till down there. Do have some level right there. It's a previous resistance. Could potentially turn to support. All right, let's see if we get that 125. We should be up 17%. Let's get ready to trim. I'll trim to, yep, getting some push. 30%. Lower this. Nice. Nice move. Yeah, once we took out some of that the green volume there that we were seeing, that was my confirmation to go lower. 40%. Yeah, the extra confirmation was with the data high reject on NQ. All right, let me just put in the 2 stops. Maybe 155. All right, we hit stop. Yeah, that's why I did want that as to be marked out. Also equates to that little bounce at the London highs. Yeah, I mean Asia highs. Got double lows down here. This is 15-minute range. I mean 5-minute or below. This is kind of like the same setup as yesterday, where we actually traded the rejection of orb low. So we could potentially get another entry. Yeah, volume was just like yesterday. Volume was weak on a push up to stop us out. Yeah, we need a closure below Asia. Do have some LR trendline liquidity here. Kind of just like yesterday. Wish I got more Palantir, but really, we had such a large move yesterday. Kind of what I was talking about. But would have been a good risk reward at previous day low. But the indexes were kind of pushing, especially Nasdaq. Hey, this looks very similar to yesterday. If you guys watched the stream. We really do need to get below this large volume node for us to be bearish. Because this is a lot of structural demand. We have a lot of volume here at 25,113. That's why we are currently holding. Let's take a look at the VIX. Yesterday was barely moving at all. So going to mark out this, essentially the gap fill. Three more minutes before we have our 15-minute opening range. AMD still pushing. Should have hedged my hedge. Yeah, so far a lot of nothing on the indexes. Oh, damn. Got a lot of sellers there too. Let's see, we get a retest of 125. Yeah, again, we need to show some more weakness on the indexes for us to be really confident on the bear case for Palantir. All right, just have to roll my contract. Oh wait, didn't get filled yet. Try and get filled. The spread is super wide. Oh, there we go. 2.1. 2.1 of extra credit. My goodness. Should just play longs on AMD. Check out Intel. Yeah, can't get into trade. I mean, just look at this. We have NQ still grinding up, and we have ES grinding down, and like barely grinding down. So we need a little bit more confluence between the two, because this divergence is not good for entering a trade. Those are days when I do play equities more than indexes, though. You get a double top on meta. Probably wants to retest this previous stay high. I guess I could have gone in earlier. But again, the reason why I did not get in is still the indexes aren't looking that good. Where there was a way to create different tabs. Yeah. Damn. 170. When we clicked on it, it was like 90. Switch to SPY. Alright. Now, how do I get out of this view? There's meta. Wait. Yeah, not seeing very much displacement anywhere. Guess we do have this right there. I forget which time frame too. 5-minute green candle. Not much volume there though. Yeah, good thing we did not chase Palantir. Oh, we finished the gap fill. Is this as low as we're gonna get? And I'd rather get down to here. Have a level there, which acted as resistance and support, you can see throughout the day yesterday. A little bit hard to be bullish because typically when I'm looking for these sweeps and inverse fair value gaps to go up, we're getting a little bit more displacement and volume to go up. Like, this is not a high conviction trade if we do go up. Yeah, there's just no volume again. I guess we're on pace for slightly more volume than yesterday's opening hour, maybe. Still very low. It's very indicative of where we are on a chart, right? Because we have had no pullbacks yet ever since that gap up. At least nothing that was significant enough. We're just kind of like slowly grinding up. So in terms of risk reward, it's pretty bad to go long, but it's like, why would you short this? I'm talking about like institutional money. Even retail, I guess they're wising up a little bit more. Like, you can scalp things, but not really, there's no good sub for a impulsive long. It's so weird. ES is slowly grinding up. Getting a bit of rotation, I guess. Which means some of the DAO components might be a little bit stronger right now. We're getting a break and retest of structural highs. It's previous day high. You need to get back above VWAP though. Wait a second, these are same charts. I was wrong. This is a little bit interesting here. Normally on ES or NQ I would play this a little bit differently, but basically here we have an inverse fair value gap that took out a previous internal low, but we are still below those levels that I marked off. So let's take a look. This is a key level. We really could keep dumping to grab a little bit more liquidity. I would definitely get shares down here in the low 100s if we get there. Yep, just chop. That volume notice. Oh, still holding. See what happens here. How do I have 36? I thought maybe I didn't transfer enough. Oh, maybe it just didn't settle yet. Green volume there. So VWAP. Alright, let's see if we reject this and get back below the 15-minute orb low. Might have been some news though. Was there something at 10 o'clock? Wholesale inventories. No, wait. Oh, consumer sentiment. Now Q's are the one that's weaker. Still holding the orb low on accuse. Damn. Just like yesterday. No displacement, no volume means no trades. You have to be able to recognize when we're in chop or not. Because these choppy days is really when people blow up their accounts. Hmm. It's previous day high. Could be a break and retest the previous day high. Yeah, again, not much conviction with the trades today based off of volume. Yeah, like you just stay on the 5-minute time frame, right? We didn't really yeah, we basically didn't go anywhere. 8:30, 9:30. This is the open. 25 1 3 1 4. Alright, this is the large volume node here. We're getting SMT at the lows. So let's say we close above this candle. This would be our volume stopper. Guess should chase Palantir. Man, yeah, Palantir is so weak. see if we can get a reclaim of the 15-minute orb. $30 seconds. No displacement and just wicks. My god. Palantir 100%. Damn. Alright. It's a little bit risky because we were at previous day highs on NQ. But we did get a closure below. Wait a second. I didn't Palantir, not Qs. Damn it. Might be okay. So now this is a chase entry. Yeah, close this. It's definitely not the right one. Damn. Alright, looks like a sweep. Qs. Going with momentum here. What the heck happened there? Alright, buying into some strength. We're at the volume node, so we'd like to stay above it. We did get a SMT at the lows. Large volume coming in. We'd like to target that orb high. Just gotta read the volume. Well, that made up for mess up on Palantir. Ten runners. On Palantir. What is going on? I clicked on QQQ. Guess it doesn't matter too much. We're like slightly more of a pullback if we can get it. Maybe I'll start adding. Yeah, we're holding that large volume node that we saw earlier that we couldn't break below. But now that we broke below, we got reclaim up back above. So we just need to hold that 25,310 level. I do like this. Yeah, we're bouncing off a previous day high on Meta. We were pushing on Amazon. SMHs. Bull flagging, reclaimed VWAP. There goes gold. Google's the only one to tweak. Is it 11%, 14? Let's see if we can get that orb high. Orb high, data high, external range liquidity. Just added a little bit more at this 325 volume area. We are still in accumulation. It's just trying to build a position. Still a light position for me, 1.6. Yeah, we have a couple of different things working in our favor, right? We took out trendline liquidity, we broke below this trend line, based, and then we reclaimed a trend line. We also reclaimed a 15-minute orb low level, right, on both. We actually finally created some displacement in the form of this fair value gap. So we have that. And we actually had volume kick in. So it's a good factors leading into taking a long position. Just need some follow through, but volume has quickly died off. Do see sellers trying a few times to bring price down, but so far they haven't really been too successful. Would be great if we can recapture previous day high on ES. Where do we enter around here? We start averaging, so let me just say here for a target of orb high. Decent risk reward. We are at value area high right now, but we are above it on ES. So we need this to hold. Actually might trim some here at 1 RR. Or it's about 15%. So we got a little bit of a push. Trimming. Alright, can't go red. Is that too high? Here we just need a hold previous day high. Might be a stop hunt. $8.19. See if we can get a reclaim. Oh, this goes back to what I was saying yesterday. We're scored here to here is kind of bad now. If we do get back below down here, 6870 area, then I would like to enter. It's just a little bit weak. We have 2 minutes left before we get back down to our fair value gap that caused the displacement. This candle was a sell volume here, but albeit still pretty low. SPY is stronger. Just have that queued up. See what other things are doing. Yeah, Palantir reclaiming. Meta was a nice bounce off a previous day high. Oh, PayPal is looking decent. I've been seeing this giant bull flag before. This downtrend right here. But it has not had much success in breaking out. rejected the weekly consequent encroachment. Just one more, something else I wanted to take a look at, but that ticker escapes me right now. Or back above this, could go for scalp. Let's see if we can get it. Light position. Volume building up because shorts are getting having to cover. Yeah, that stop earlier kind of sucked. Yeah. Just looking for a momentum scalp push into the orb high. Getting sellers there. Yeah, drawn liquidity is definitely higher. Oh my goodness. Oh. Is this one? This was the big one, the volume stopper. Low volume there. Yep. Did we get above this 15-minute orb? Oh, we did. Could potentially see a squeeze all the way up to 68.90, those data highs. Should have trimmed some there. I mean, this makes sense for people to try to sell, right? Because this was our 15-minute orb, orb high. So with that supply area that caused the down move all the way down here, it makes sense why people would set limit orders up there to sell. But if they're not liking continuation and more sellers aren't stepping in, then we're not going to get a sustained move back down. Let's see, we close with a fair value gap here. We have how much time left? Added more just based on some of that price action with those lows. Yeah, as long as we hold previous day high, then I'm still in. It's not the best trade, not best entry, obviously. It's because I was talking that I didn't scale out at the 15-minute orb, but we'll see how this plays out. Just need this top to hold.
Gotta get ready to flatten this trade too. I know the blend's right here. Alright, gonna add some right here. So we're at that previous day high. So good risk reward here. Alright, let's see if we can get this push into orb high and then data highs. See how equities are doing. Whoa. Holy crap. Is this 1030? Was this? Well, guess they got some sort of news. Curious. Sellers, sellers are trying. Again, for me, this is kind of a light position. We're at 1363. Just accumulating here. Yeah, to me, there hasn't been a significant sweep of liquidity up above to really warrant another down move. I mean, we can just go back just to rebalance, but to me, the draw liquidity, at least for right now, is still higher. So at least get a sweep of that 15-minute orb high and data highs. Although that did sweep previous day high. Guess that can be the bear case, but don't have much of a bear case right now. Damn. Still going. Feel like buyers are just absorbing the orders right now. Like I'm not seeing aggression from the buyers looking at the green. I could see that sellers are trying to bring price lower. Just chopping around. Just got rid of that level because this actually had decent amount of cell volume. Still holding that fair value gap. And the larger volume nodes there on Qs. The good thing right now is that at least both indexes are actually aligned. We're getting cell volume here. Only down 213. Got reclaim. Yeah, again, I'm accumulating my position. 2.1k is not that high for me. Holy. Let's see what happens. It's a liquidity sweep. It's looking like it. Buyers are stepping up aggressively. If we get a reclaim, we're gonna fly. Because this area was where I actually wanted to get in. Alright, let's see. Yeah, that's why I kept my position light. Because we knew that this could happen in liquidity sweep. But yeah, if we get a reclaim of previous day high, we would be flying. If we get more weakness, then I'll have to stop out. I'm seeing strength. Yeah, we don't hold this. We're going for that sweep down here with these lows. And let's just get ready to stop out. I'm not going to add any more right here. Let's see what happens. Did my DCAing down here. The additional averages would be up above previous day high as a reclaim. See if there was news. Nothing really. Don't really like that candle. Need to see these lower time frame higher lows hold. I think am I down for today? Break even? Break even. It's definitely a battle. Bears were very aggressive with this candle. Can't tell if they're accumulating more right now or not. I mean, we're essentially in a pretty choppy zone. We haven't really moved much in either direction. $68.70 is a pretty key spot though. The bulls need to defend. It's also your Asia, near your Asia highs. Yeah, if we close below this, right at below 68.70, then I'll definitely have to stop out. Yeah, basically below 68.70, below VWAP. That's the area to watch. Yeah, VIX is still not really moving.
Order filled.
Just took a long on NQ on futures. Kind of going with my same thesis. Just waiting. Probably will get stopped out.
Stop
Yep,
fill.
stopped out on futures. Just negative 215. Might try again. We'll see. It's a very weird structure. We're not. I don't know. We're not really bullish or bearish right now. Didn't hit a significant draw on liquidity either. That's really my whole thesis. But we are rejecting that trend line again. Maybe I'll put in a stop actually. Yeah, we really need to hold here. If not, I might be tempted to switch to shorts. Just go to that thesis of taking out those lows down there. Yeah, Meta looks weak. Tesla has just been consolidating all day. Yeah, this can really go either way. It's kind of nuts. Again, sellers have not been able to sustain any push down. So this is your real volume stopper. Like that is a real volume candle. You can get that marked, I guess. I feel like there's not that much point of marking it because we know that we need to get above that level, but just because. Yeah, I keep saying, if we get above this, a lot of people are going to get stopped out. If they do, I will be adding. Gotta get my alt tabs ready. Alright, I feel like they're starting to feel the pain. Adding some more.
Order filled.
Trying it again on NQ. Going for 15-minute orb high. Getting close to a normal position size. Yeah, we just need to get above that. Starting to get stopped out. Cumulative delta is going up. Should see a short squeeze incoming. Let's take a look at the volume. Trying again to sell volume. See if we can absorb this. Who is in more pain? That's the answer. And who will be in more pain? Yeah, once someone pulls their orders, then we should see a pop. Sellers are winning a bit. Let's see. NQ is actually getting a little bit stronger than the ES comparatively. Still waiting. Okay, we're getting into lunch hour too. Is it 40? Alright, just need a push. We're still holding this area. This has been quite a long trade. It's probably because bad initial entry, couldn't get to trim when I wanted to trim for that little scalp, right? And then we rode all this into a larger trade than it should have been. But we take a loss. If we take a loss here, it's not too bad because we're up on the day. That's why it's not anything too concerning. We break even for a day or take a small loss and we go enjoy our day. But let's see what happens. Alright, well, let's just play out. Well, I go get some water.
Stop field.
Alright, back and does not look good. Hopefully I didn't stop. Yeah, not stopped out yet. Might have gotten kind of close. Did get stopped out of futures though. Seeing buying volume come in. But cumulative delta is still somewhat in favor of the bears. Yeah, the bulls need to step up. Try one last time on NQ.
Order filled.
Alright, this time I'm not going to scale in if we get back above previous day high, or I don't know. We did. If I was short, I would not want to get back above previous day high. Like, I put in a lot of effort to bring price down, right? And so far, I would not have gotten rewarded, so I would probably want to exit the trade if I get back above here. So, like, if you think about it that way, right, there should be a lot of buyers here. And because they would have to stop out and cover their position. Which we might be seeing. Relatively low volume. Getting a decent, relatively decent push on NQ. I am seeing positive delta. Just need a little push. Oh, sellers trying to step in. Buyers absorbed it. It's nice. Looking good. We're actually up. Yeah, I held this long. I'm trying to get to 15-minute orb high. That is the target. Held this fair value gap. So we just need a sustained rally up to 15-minute orb high. See if we can get it. Move up my stop on futures to slightly above break even. Same thing with this, we can't go back down. We really need to get above and close. Really, really hope we don't get stopped out here.
Stop filled.
Stopped in profit on futures. Can we go push? Don't tell me I got stopped out at the very bottom on my futures. You can see it here. Got wicked at the bottom. This is actually what I was talking about cumulative delta. It's a measure of the difference or delta difference between buyers and sellers. Oh, I should get that out. So if buyers are in control, obviously you're going to see a lot more of a upwards trend, upward slope, along with green candles, which means that there is a buying delta difference. And if we're weak, then we would see the opposite, right? So you can see that on a large down close candle, we also had a large negative cumulative delta. So as we're bullish, we'd want to see cumulative delta to also go up, to go in conjunction with the price move, because that means buyers are actually stepping in. If they're not, and we have divergence, then it usually means that a potential reversal would be coming. All right, so for example, you can see here after that down close candle, we have had some dips in cumulative delta to the downside, but we have been pushing up slowly, which is why I was still confident in the trade thesis, which is why I'm also mad that I got stopped out right at the bottom before this move, but it's okay. Still in, this one is a eval account, so you know most of the real money is made on options trading, which I'm trying to get to that 15-minute orb level for us to lock in some profits. Might even think about de-risking a bit. Because like I was saying, once we got above this level, above this volume stopper level that caused the whole down move, right? I was expecting more of a short squeeze and a pop up very aggressively. But at the same time, we are getting into the supply zone, right? So there were a lot of orders in the supply zone that fueled some of the liquidity to move down lower. So we'll see what happens. Alright, let's see a nice push. And Nasdaq is pushing nicely. Just need ES to follow up. See what some of these equities are doing. AMD, Palantir, looks like it wants to break out. Tesla, about to recover from VWAP. Let's hope for a squeeze. Boeing down at some daily crucial EMAs. Everything is looking decent. Apple, we got the previous day high bounce. This actually looks very good, which would be the fuel for us to move up to 266 on Apple, which would help out with our calls right now. Let's see if we can get a high of day. Yeah, we're above the 15-minute orb level on NQ, but not on ES yet. Oh man, that trade, that stop. Can't get any closer than that. Holy crap. You really can't. Alright. Let's concentrate on this trade. We're about to be at the orb high. Take some off. Damn, don't have my alt tab set up correctly. Alright, there we go. De-risking a bit. Where are we at? 1K? Okay. Got a triple top right now that we need to take out. Yeah, I'm sure people are selling at the top of this range since we have been ranging. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a tweet that comes out any second. Is it likely to happen? No, but for whatever reason, a lot of these setups, especially in the past couple of weeks, we're just in an accumulation phase for quite some time, and it looks like we get quite a few fake outs, and then all of a sudden a tweet comes in and sends it one way or another. I mean, I'm not expecting it, but I'm just saying that it has happened. I've caught quite a few trades in from doing that. Like some of those like 300% plus gains have come directly from a setup getting into a setup because of the tentacles, and all of a sudden a tweet comes out. Is anyone awake? Yeah, this volume is so low. But we're still holding. Yeah, this has no indication of what I look for a sweep play. Right, we have no displacement up and back down for a reclaim, but it also has no indication and signatures of a break and retest either when we break above somewhat aggressively and slowly trickle down to do a retest and reclaim. So it's neither. That's an indication of how low this volume is. Because of that, that's why I've been stuck on the 15-second chart for quite some time. I could get out and call it a day here, but if I do, it'll probably rocket. Yeah, let's see how this area holds, especially above that large drop. Yeah, we just have sellers factor into multiple places, I guess. I am seeing cumulative delta go down slightly. All right, we're trending down, but you can see that there has not been any aggressive sellers because these are all gray bars. I was tempted to take another stab at a long here. This is very sad. This was 344, so like, yeah, 40-point move. Come on, just a nice strong push. Or even outside of the macro window too. Again, trying to trim with strength at the orb high, and then data high. Where's the double top? It's pretty far up, 6904. I feel like we could get there by the end of the day. I'll probably leave a few runners to try to hope for that 6904 for the end of the day, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, just a slow trickle. Like I said before, I would have rather hoped that we took out these Asia and London lows earlier, but we never did. Looks like we do want to release. Nice little candle. Really need follow through. We're seeing some green cumulative delta coming in. Small, but it is there. 6888 is one of the high of day. Ooh, there we go. Selling some here. Come on, we need a sustained push. Yeah, cumulative delta is definitely coming in. Alright, starting to trap those sellers. 25%. I'll do 2 at a time now. It's good trim so far. It's got a reclaim. We do have a new hive day on NQ. Not ES. Alright, let's see if this was just a little bit of a fake out. We're getting a lot of selling volume here. As people are selling the top. Maybe people are taking profit just like I did. Alright, previously high. Let's see if this holds. Getting ready to close this position if we do break below. Getting some negative cumulative delta here too. So they are being aggressive, which makes sense. Seen this plenty of times too, where I do trim, we pull back, takes out my stops, and then it rips. But let's see. Just getting ready for the flatten. If we get a close below previous day high on ES. I'll keep this on the 1 minute. Can we hold? That is the question. I will say though, this is kind of a bad trade. So 3K, 320, so 10%. It's not my normal normal 100% trade. But we would end this being green. In my style of trading, this definitely has a higher win rate, but some of those losses will get kind of big, especially if I'm waiting for additional confirmation to actually get out of the trade. If my thesis is to like invalidate my thesis. That's why I do have a pretty high win rate. It's like 70%. But then the profit factor is not as high. But either way, you have to kind of just trust your data to see what it looks like. You can have a high win rate, lower R multiple, or lower profit factor. Or you can have a really high profit factor with a really low win rate. You're not going to get both. Because then you also have to factor in frequency of trades too. Still getting negative cumulative delta. Maybe I'll actually put in stop. Ooh. Alright, I'm out. Hopefully that was not a fake out. Alright, let's see. 872 for a day. That last trade was way longer than it should have been, but we're green. Yeah, on a choppy day like today, I'm just gonna monitor it just for a little bit longer. Yeah, the other, I guess the bear case you can think about is this SMT that we developed. Right. Here. Compared to here. Which is bearish. So a stop hunt. Debating on getting back in on the Qs if we see some life. Because Qs were one that were stronger, but I think we might. Yeah, sellers are still decently strong. Yeah, we might need to take out these lows before we can actually take out data highs. Alright, I'm gonna try this short. Yeah, it's like I was saying, the volume up there and the folks who should have gotten stopped out and caused a short squeeze did not happen up there. So that's why it sounds like we don't have enough liquidity to feel to move higher. Which means we might be looking at those lows. See if we can get to VWAP or the day lows. Or actually, really the 15-minute or below. Yeah, AMD is rejecting. Meta back to those lows. Yeah, it couldn't sustain.
Order filled.
Here, let's see if we can get to VWAP down there. Oh, this was a faster trade. 6%. See, we break this. Should probably de-risk a bit. Yeah, let's see if we can get a little bit of a push down to de-risk. Yes, so rejecting this volume area. Just looking for VWAP. Cumulative delta is still negative. Just push down. And just a little bounce of VWAP on a ES. The cumulative delta is still negative. There are buyers set at 6870, which is why we're also getting some of the resistance or support on price. Let's see what happens. All right, there we go. Can push 20%. Trimmed half. All right, 5 left. Guess we'll do one at a time then. See, that was a much quicker trade than holding for those longs. I mean, we hit that target of a 15-minute orb high. A little bit lower. All right, 3 left. Move down my stop on futures a bit. Yeah, I still like longs for that data high, but I don't know. Maybe we'll get a get something in the afternoon, but probably won't be around for that. Nice, nice. 36%. Moving down my stop some more to a volume area. You can see it here. So this is my target down below. Just gonna keep moving it down off screen because we still have one runner. Oh boy. That's what I'm watching. %. Damn. Such a shame if this was a trade of this size earlier. Where was my one? Wow, we are at. See what happens to that runner. Can we get there? We're at the lows down here. Alright, got stopped out. Gonna get stopped out of their futures. This was a demand area that fueled. Yep. Fueled quite a big move. Alright. Well, ended the day green on futures at least. Even after those first couple of losses. Let's take a look at the actual chart. Yeah, that's exactly where I was saying. That was the other key level, 6862.75 with all these equal lows. I would think that we'd still need to break below that. Say 15-minute orb break and retest. Let's see. Going back to SPY. Yeah, just looking for this quick flush with the break of 15-minute orb. So this is a trade if this doesn't work out. If this closes above 15-minute orb low, I'm definitely going to get out. Small size. Let's see how this reacts. Get 10 more. So we get a closure, then I'll get out. Just looking for a quick flush. Take these out. Alright, got stopped out. 1089. Could have been way better. Could have not taken those the super long trade, but these has worked out. Oh, I feel like I still like this. Might try again. This is a value area low also. See. It's a bit of a demand zone too. It's just getting to be honest, it's just getting greedy at this point. Alright, let's see if we get a reclaim below. Because that's the thing, it's like, I do like this level. We're retesting a VIX level 2. Yeah, let's see if we can get a quick flush with that rejection off of the Asia highs. Yeah. Alright, definitely the last trade. It's actually very bearish that we've been consolidating this whole entire time on a Tesla. Now we're actually breaking out of it. We got a break and essentially a retest on this candle. Definitely go pretty far down to previous day low, to be honest. It's quite bearish. Yeah, all the equities are kind of weak. We had previous day low. I feel like we're holding and accumulating at this value area low a little bit longer than the previous ones. You're like looking at the 15-minute candles. It looks pretty bearish. Especially with the SMT up top. %. This music's not very calming. %. It was a good catch earlier when we caught this, when we flipped bearish. And caught the down move for that 50% or whatever it was. Just needs to break here. It's more accurate. It's getting ready to sell. Selling some because we're not really getting the flush I'm looking for. Alright, what I will do, just leave the rest at like a dollar above break even. Oh, here we go. That was a flush. Next level, 6858. Alright, these two will stop. Says stop for one and it will hit. That was the impulse I was looking for. Right? These previous state, not previous state lows, but those equal lows down there. Again, my preference is that we take out overnight lows. That's when we'll get the real move up potentially. 30%. %40%. Just managing a trade. Can we get there? It's a good target though. Oh, trim target at least. Alright. We are done. I'll probably flush though. But it's time for lunch. We are at 1249.35 for a day. Not too bad, 2.5 hours of trading. Alright, hope you all enjoyed the stream. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you guys need any help or have any questions. If so, feel free to leave in the comments below or join the Discord. We will post pre-market analysis, go over trades, answer any questions. Alright, have a good weekend, y'all. Peace out.